Good morning, everybody. I can get somebody out there in the chat. Give me an audio check. Let me know that you can hear me. I would appreciate it. What am I going to do? You stay down. Here. Morning, Zoe. Morning, Alex. You guys able to hear me all right out there? Ain't gonna work either. How the heck are you guys doing today? Get. Not this time, cat. Yes, sir. All right. Awesome. Ooh, there it did. Yeah. I'm still trying to get open this captive core lock. I haven't been able to find anything to get in there and to press that security pin. I think I finally got something figured out that just might work. Went to the batting cages. Sweet. Picked up some locks this morning. All right. What kind of locks did you get? Anything fun? I need to find some new good locks. Well, I have other locks I need to be working on. I don't know. I don't know what my deal is. I'm kind of hung up on my comfort locks. And not in any massive hurry to. If that makes any sense whatsoever. Oh. Ooh, guys, I got it. Holy Toledo. Let's get this out of the way. Well, that's what people like to say is any pick will get in there. I had to find one with a pretty thin hole or tip. That pin is tiny. It's way smaller than a standard pin. I couldn't get anything in there. All right, so let's keep this up about like this. And let's see if we can. Ooh, we did it without bricking it. Hot dog. So there. That's what that looks like inside that. Yeah. So there's that flat side. That's what they were talking about. If you turn it too far, your driver pins will drop into that and seize that baby up. That is the core that came out of this U.S. General lock. I swapped it out and put in an American 1100 core in it. But I was really just wanting to take a look at this core and see. I mean, I know it's a cheapie, but I wanted to see what was in it. And I had guys warning me that it's a notched out core like that, and that if you aren't careful, it would seize everything up. So, thought I would lay this thing out and see what it looks like in here. My radio isn't too loud in the background, is it? I've got my ham radio on over here. Some guys talking, but I've tried to have it turned down. But I might just pull it out. All right. Get on my old man I'm lying glasses. It was just such a poor lock, or core actually. The lock itself was pretty dang sweet. So that's why I thought I would try it out. And sure enough, that 1100 core fits that baby just like a dream. Yeah, I'll turn that radio off here in just a minute. Oh, that must be part of their anti-drill. Ooh, where did you come from? So this is that goofy one there. That one went there. You know, I gotta say, there's something interesting here with these. Let me get these springs lined out. I'll show you what I'm talking about that I just saw. That I thought was kind of... Jeez, oh Pete. Put that there. If you look at a couple of these pins, let's see if we can get this up and get a good zoom in on it. They kind of tried to make a spool. It's just really terrible. That's funny. That is funny. All right. Well, there we got that thing gutted here. I'll turn the radio off. Don't need all that static and background noise clattering away. Morning, Lock Chuck. Morning, G Key Man. How are you? I was just showing I finally got that security pin depressed on that U.S. General core that I was messing with last week. Finally got that out. What a horribly built lock, but hey, it was fun. But now I've got a pretty solid, probably usable lock now. So yeah, those pins look pretty doggone terrible. No wonder it's a pain in the butt to pick because it's so sloppy in there. I noticed that too. Let me find. Where did I put that? Come on, cat. Not right now. Did you run off with that too on me, cat? No, there it is. One of the other things that I kind of noticed in here is, let me find this, let me do this. I'm going to drop these pins in real quick and I'll show you this because it was kind of funny. There. Which way do I want you to go? This way, I do believe. Is when I put these keys in, or these pins in, boy, you talk about a sloppy fit. I mean, they were just... See if we can get that up there. Look at just how sloppy they are in there. Yeah, I may need to shim it when I reassemble because of that security pin that goes in that back end. That was the biggest thing that was holding me up, was getting that security pin out of there. Let me just double check here. Yep. And then not bricking it. Which I guess I really don't care. I'm probably not going to use it again, but it is what it is. Not exactly sure how you would shim on reassembly. How do you make that work? Not real sure how you would do that. Guess I've never seen anybody do that kind of a step, so I'm not real familiar with that process. There we go. All right, let's just start here at the front. Take that monstrous steel pin they've got in there. That's pretty crazy. Well, I get what you're saying with that. Boy, how am I going to do this one? Because I don't want to take it that way and jack it. But the shim isn't exactly going to hold everything down in place. Right? To put everything in? Because how would you put all your pins in and then get the shim to hold it in place? I don't know. I'll have to try that someday. This lock, quite honestly, I don't really care. If I jacket a jacket, it's not going back in the lock anyway. This was more just for my own edification. And there we go. Back together and worked. Got it without a shim. Woo! Living on the wild side, that's what I'm a-doing. You need to shim to cover the retainer slot. Well, I know I had to have that taken apart, but going back together went pretty smooth. So like I said, I was living on the wild side. All right. Now that fun's over with, I'm going to show off a couple of things. A couple of my latest acquisitions. We're going to start over here. I was talking with Aaron over at Southern Specialties and about tension tools. And he made me this lovely little set of tension tools. I don't know if you can see the sizes on there. It's very hard to see because it is tiny. But I have a 51 thousandths, 40 thousandths, 33 thousandths, 26 thousandths, dual end titanium turners. And look at the end of that thing. Look at that design. Man, these work. These are amazing. I am super, super tickled with those. I wish they were available for sale, but even if they were stainless steel, but at this time they are not. So sorry guys, you can't get them, but man, they're cool. I really, really appreciate him doing that for me. And let's see, I had ordered a few different things from him, and I got a couple of extras from him. Got a little shove knife, a little awesome engraving on there. Turned out amazing. Looks great. Added a little pull cord to it because of being short. That does help. The other thing that I really wanted, that again, I can't talk him into actually making, and I get it. You can't have everything on the menu, right? All the time. So I have a Sparrow's, what do they call these things? A door shim tool. And this thing's really pretty pretty terrible. I mean, it is, you can use it, but it's not very good. But anyway, I wanted one like this, but I wanted one that I could put in my medium case. And if I put this in there, it technically fits, but it is tight. So I asked him if we could take theirs and downsize it just a little bit for me. And he delivered. So here, and again, put my logo on the back. So if I put this up against this one, you can see it's about a 1/4 inch narrower. If we put it up at the top, it's about a 1/4 inch shorter. Hey, ground fog, how are you today? So that is amazing to me because now I can put that in with my tool and with my lanyard in the case and have all the tools I need for pretty much anything I would encounter in my one package. Outstanding. It is well built. I like how it's got the sharper edge. If you look at the Sparrows, look at how blunt that edge is. I've actually played with this on a few doors just around my house even. And there are doors I can't get that into because it's just too thick. That sharper tip is excellent. I mean, it just drops right in there. And then with the lanyard on there, man, it just pops them so quick. It is wonderful. All right, put this thing away. I can put that pick away. We'll just leave those out for now. Let's see, what am I doing here? What am I doing here? All right. If there's anybody that feels up to joining me today, feel free to let me know and I will drop you a link. I always like having guests, company. It's always wonderful, always appreciated. So I'm going to go back and talk on my case here again because I've made several changes to what is in here. Let me just zoom you out. Ooh, just a hair. There we go. So as you can see, I've got this package pretty full. I've got Broke Picks Turner that he sent me. I've been using that one quite a bit. Neat little Turner. Longhorns, titaniums, a whole slew of tools. Over here I have in the back, in the front I have Jimmy Longs. Behind that I've got my medium hook elephant trunks, my various rakes. Here I have the new, let me pull a couple of these out. There's a set of standard elephant trunks. And then those are my dog leg sets. If you haven't seen that yet, so this was the original. And there were some issues with the tip twisting a little bit. If you were fairly heavy picking, I haven't had any issues at all with them. But we went back and we came up with a new, slightly changed up, heavier. So therefore I'm calling it the heavy dog leg. If you see that, you can see it's quite a bit thicker, quite a bit heavier material all the way to the end. These things are strong, man. They really are. You may run into a keyway. I think I found that, which one was it? I have a couple of locks that I was messing with the other day. It'll work on that one fine. Not that you're usually picking these type of locks, but there are other keyways like that out there. Yeah, I think it was this Master. It is really tight in that keyway with this lock where the standard just drops right in there. Morning, Grouchy Lenny. How are you doing today? How is life treating you? Let's see. Work can bite me. Geez, on morning, Charles. How are you this morning? Yeah, work is overrated. That's what I've come to say. It is overrated. Took the wife yesterday, and or actually on Friday, we went over to Deadwood, South Dakota, which is our closest real gambling facilities. Went over there, spent the night, did a little gambling, went broke. I don't know if you saw that. I got to put up some pictures. I got them to let me throw my poker chip out on one of the blackjack tables and take some pictures out there. Thought that was nice of them. Figured I better ask before I go throwing a miscellaneous chip on their table, though. Ooh. Here's the other one. My pocket tool from Southern. And dogleg profiles, standard and heavy for the pocket pick. So, man, I'm getting them all kind of set up. All kinds of garbage out there. I'm telling you what. It's fun. I'm waiting. I've got a few people now that have the heavy dog legs in hand. Waiting to hear what the thoughts are on those. If it resolves any issues, don't know. Work called in sick to me. Closed from snow. Man, you guys got that much snow coming down over there, huh? We had snow. I was driving home in snow yesterday, but it wasn't anything too major. Well, you know, I wouldn't complain about a freebie snow day, other than to make you use up your stuff to do it. But well, here, if you're sitting home sick and doing nothing, hop on in and let's yak a little bit, talk locks. I still have this one I need to figure out. Somehow, old age stupidity. I apparently put the pins back in the wrong order. I just haven't taken time to mess with it to pick it open because I don't need the core for anything, so it can wait. Ooh, need some more go juice this morning, guys. Unfortunately, I don't get snow days anymore from work since I can work from anywhere. Let's see. I wanted to mess with a couple of things a little different today, I think, than what I usually end up getting hung up on the same junk all the time. Yeah, I don't want to mess with him. Man, look at all that. See? Nobody else wants to listen to only me talking. They want somebody else in there, so go for it. The severe snow warning. Yeah, my wife was like, "Oh, I hope we get snowed in so we can stay here longer." I said, "Good Lord, lady, after last night, we can't afford to stay here longer." Oh, maybe I will. I really want to figure out more on using these stupid things. Figure out which one is which. Yeah. Severe snow warning. Where are you at, Alex? That's Canada for you. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, I know I was talking with my mom last night. She's up in northern Minnesota, and she was kind of saying the same thing. Good morning, Nola. How the heck are you? And these locks are just so trashed out. I need to get something better for playing with these leashes on instead of these old ones that are just chunked up. Oh, Maine, New Brunswick. Oh, yeah. Wish I could remember the name of the place. At one point, that was a long time ago now, my work wanted to send me over that way up north in there someplace to a mine location to install a data center. But my That was the corporate office. My local boss here, he threw an absolute fit about it. So they caved and didn't let me go, which was a bummer. I was looking forward to that trip. Other than it was going to take me almost 24 hours of travel to get there from here. It was going to be ridiculous. It was at the home of the Army. Huh? Awesome. I was going to have to change flights about 4 different times, getting to progressively smaller and smaller planes. And apparently the actual mine location itself, that was the only way to get in and out of there, was by plane. So I was going to be flying with, at that point, probably about $600,000 worth of IT gear traveling with me. So it would have been fun. Daughter's going to go to New Brunswick. Spring break. Alex, of all places, why? That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, I don't remember. I don't even remember what it was. It was, God, what kind of mineral was it they were mining at that one new? I don't even remember. I've worked at several different, the place I work now, well, it's coal mining, but we had a uranium mine at one point. I've had to go there and do work at the uranium mine. Diamond mines up in the north end of Alaska. They had stuff all over the world. Actually, that particular company I didn't get to. Just popped in. Morning, not too dead. How are ya? I feel like I'm not too dead this morning. Not too alive either. Probably a better place to go than some of those crazy crowd scene beaches anyway for a southern spring break, honestly. I wouldn't want to go to some of those either. But I'm not a people eat person. So I wanted to bring this one up. I'm not familiar with this because it's my storefront is kind of new to me. I've never done that sort of thing before. But over on Fourth Wall, when I set up the store, it set up an option on there automatically. I didn't even know it was there, where people can donate above and beyond the purchase to the creator, right? To help with creative whatever, who knows. Well, I've had several people actually donate, which thank you guys very much. Greatly appreciate it. And I've been thinking about, well, why, right? Why is that there? Why is it doing it? Well, I thought I'll leave it there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep track of that money. And I'm going to use that to procure items to use, not for subscriber giveaways, but just for random giveaways to people, right? Just every so often have a starter kit. And we have somebody who's new to lockpicking or have new lockpickers in a chat, just pull them up and be able to donate and give some stuff away to people. So that's what I'm hoping to do. I'm going to be going through all the numbers on that and kind of see where it sits, and then see what I can do, see what I can line up, and get a hold of some smaller starter sets or something from a couple of places, and yeah, do some giveaways. I'm also in works with Multipick. I've got some pricing from them on products. I don't know what the markup would have to be because I'm not really sure yet what it's going to look like by the time it actually gets here, final cost in. But I don't know if that's would be good or not. I know there's not very many places in the U.S. carrying Multipick. So considering adding that in. The only downside with that is I've got to buy a pretty good chunk of them. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Grouchy. If I can, do some smaller kits, and I don't know what they might be. I know Southern has a starter kit that it's not my favorite for what's in it for tools, but it's not bad. But the book, if you've ever had a chance to see the book that comes with their little $10 starter kit, I think I would take that kit with the book over the covert instruments with the clear plastic lock, because that book is absolutely amazing. The image quality, the diagrams, the descriptions to help get you going in there is just amazing. It is really, really good. But the one thing I'm not really crazy about with it is comes with a ball rake, and I've just never found a use for a ball rake. I would much rather have a better rake in there than a ball rake. But again, those are $10 kits, so. Yeah, that's exactly it. And I thought, if people throw a donation on that, well, I really don't need a donation. I'll turn around and use it for somebody else and give it back. Whether it's that, or maybe I'll get a hold of some locks if I use a little bit, buy a couple of locks here and there, and again, give some stuff away, right? Yeah, I'd rather go somewhere with beautiful scenery than a lot of people as well. My wife, on the other hand, whew, it's a struggle because, man, the bigger the crowd, the better, the happier she is. Man, these locks are just terrible. I can only feel something on 2 pins in either one of these little cores that I've got. I need to get something better for playing with leashes. I really do. These are not good. Guess I can go over here and I think this one I need. What did I do with it? I leave it in the case. Apparently. Yeah, we've got pretty chilly weather as well. Right now it's been a little cold. Not as bad as some places, We're supposed to. Oh, geez. There I go, trying to destroy everything. That's why I can't have nice things. Yeah, I've never been a very good people person. Now let's see what we get in here. We'll see what this is, because I've got this this thing filled up with spool pins, I think, if I remember right. It's one thing I like about, I'm not a big fan of Sparrow's picks. And I won't say they're junk. They're just not my favorite. But they're little practice locks that they've got, these rekeyable. They're kind of sloppy tolerances in there, but man, they're awesome. I really like them. I like the fact that I can change up what I have in there for pinning, and use that with this is one of them with the open window on the side, so I can use that as a demo lock to kind of show people what's going on in the lock, how the different pick profiles work in a lock. Yeah, my poor brother, he runs the family farm back home, and yeah, they've been 20, 30 below in the mornings, and he's been out there feeding cattle, so I don't miss those days. I can't say that. There's a part of me that does. Part of me misses working with the cattle. I enjoyed that, especially in the spring when you got the new calves coming out. Just that nice spring smells in the air. It was wonderful. Get out there and. All right, let's see. Let's look over on this side and see what we're doing. See, and I think if I remember right, this thing's got some stuff that's notorious for oversetting. If it's not frozen, we'll try and turn this. I'll show you guys kind of a little bit what I'm talking about. Whoa. There. All right, now down here, and let's go through. That one is nothing. Nothing. That one is a little bit. If I remember right, see, this pin is super easy to overset. A brisk 61. I'm trying to see. Let's see. It says air temp right now here is 3. See, if I had any complaint about these practice locks, it would be that the tolerances are really, really bad in there, which is part of what makes it easy to repin, right? But it is horrible to actually try and pick. It's good to show what's going on down in there. So can I get you to focus a little better? But as you can see there, I've got an overset pin. Probably one is probably overset as well. They're just terrible that way. But they're good to show kind of how the leashy functions and works in there. And there's the open. So it does work. 7 Fahrenheit. Yeah, it was Fahrenheit. I was talking here. 3. Let's see, what does it say? One of the problems that you run into out here in Wyoming is there is a whole lot of nothing. So the wind chills are what get you. Because it's always windy. Let's just see what it says we got today right now. Not much wind actually this morning, so that's not bad. We only got a 3-mile-an-hour wind today. That's pretty sweet. I don't know how this works. Air temp is 4 degrees, but it says it feels like 6 degrees. Feels warmer than it is. That is crazy crap. All right, I'm still waiting on somebody to want to join me in here. Nobody is up for a little yakking and playing, huh? I tell you, you guys are all just looky-loos, you know. Kind of curious. I think who was it? Lock Squash, actually. It's the first guy out there to get his hands on the new pick profile. He just got him. Did he get him yesterday? I think. So. No, he just likes being a stalker in the chat and harass everybody. You know, hop into those 2 or 3 different profiles and mess with everybody's minds. It says you can hop on in a little while. All right. Well, what should we mess with in the meantime? Talked about the new goodies I got in my kit, which are pretty awesome. At some point, I need to mess with this thing now. The only thing that's going to be fun with this is that core spring on this thing, even with the different core in there. Man, that baby takes a lot of tension to turn. But, it is just quite honestly, for a $7 lock, that's a good looking lock. Big, clunky, heavy pig, but then throwing an American core in there, actually get a lock that's probably halfway useful. I want to take it apart and polish up some of the other inner parts because it is extremely rough. But I didn't bring my other kit down here. I was gonna. Well, what we got? Well, good morning. I'm not the only one.
Hello there, sir. Huh? Oop, I gotta move this just a second. All right, there.
Well, Alex, I am not exactly a top-notch lock picker. I am still very much in the growing stage. But he's asking, what do I think the dog legs are best for? I don't know. They work in everything I have tried them in.
I have to get them. Still, I'm behind on. I'm not allowed to order myself anything until I clear out some mail, and I got international stuff going this week, so I'm almost there.
Right? Yeah,
I am almost there. Yeah. But just in general, I mean, I do understand that. Like between the the original and the heavies. For one, you're taking advantage of that notch and that angle to find, feel, and manipulate picks. Yep. And then you're using your whatever you're calling the bend of the leg. For I assume some lotos are for you are pretty. It's hitting those.
Yep. I do know one of the first people that I sent a set to and had him do some testing with it. He picked everything from white through black belt with them and got opens on all of it. So they seem to work pretty well, pretty much everywhere. But yeah, the Lottos, the 1100s, man, they slay 1100s.
Yeah, I would imagine, honestly, also, I'm looking forward to trying them on the 1100s, 52s, 100s, pack locks, like anything with a relatively open keyway that you don't have to worry about kind of coming in on any kind of like swoop around. I think that I want to get after some stuff like that with them. Because even there, you're getting behind no lifts and things like that. So I think they'll be handy for that.
That's what's nice. And like I was saying earlier, the one thing I ran into with the heavies is I have a couple of locks that have pretty tight, fine keyways. Well, the heavy doesn't work well there, but the standard drops right in through that stuff because it's slim enough. It just fits. But
there's you kind of like if you start messing around with Euros, you'll start finding certain shanks just they're like nope. Like the pick might have worked great but that widening of the jimmies or the shortness of the shank of the Reaper set, like I've gotten into like, oh, I gotta grab a different pick.
Yep. Well, that's just it, right? There is no universal pick. Everything kind of has its place.
Yeah, it was a while ago, but I had I packed everything up to take it to work, so I got to pull everything out of my travel satchel. I had somebody comment on a video. I was showing the picks I had at that time, and they're like, locksmiths only need 6 picks. And I was like, man, I know some locksmiths, and they're more addicted to picks than me. I know you can make do. People can make do with, a relatively, like Greg Chevalier is like an example. Nigby's an example. Like these guys have 4 picks. And they pick all the stuff that they got with them.
Yeah. Well, and it's not that you can't do it, but there may be a better tool that makes it easier.
No, well, no, I will actually, in part argue with you there. I can't do it. I would not be able to do it if we only had 6 profiles in the game, and I would have been stuck way back. So,
well, I've been working with just trying to get a feel for the dog legs more and to learn them, and playing with the heavies now that I've got a set of those in too. And like again, I'm not getting into the high end locks yet at this point, but everything from me white to blue belt, I'm picking with either the 25,000 standard or the 25,000 heavy.
Yeah,
I can. Yeah, you can get down to the 20s in them.
I've gotten used to kind of picking with 20s, or 19 to 23, depending. But I mean, I got a long way before I even went to that.
Yeah. I still need to get. I've got a set of handcuffs sitting in a shopping cart, just waiting for me to decide to pull the trigger.
Oh.
I want to start playing with those again.
Where did I pull that up? Yeah. Speaking of, I just had a guy. I get some comments, man, on a few of the handcuff things, and one of them here and there is often to tell me how I'm faking it, or I've got toy cuffs or whatever. Someone will drop I work in a prison and I can't say which one, or I'm a Leo, or I was in law, and I'm like, man, we have a few Leos and former Leos like in our cuff club that are learning how to do this stuff too. I was like, there's stuff to learn, I'm like,
oh, absolutely. I mean, I was in law enforcement for quite a while, and I mean, I used to shim and play with handcuffs way back in the day, and just so I could understand how they worked and help people try and defeat them. And they're not overly difficult. I mean, it's more just to contain a person while they're there in front of you in your presence. So
yeah, I mean,
they'll figure out how to get out of them.
Like I try to explain kind of like the progression of it is, for the most part, anyone can take a bobby pin,
sure,
and figure out, or a safety pin or something, and figure out how to do it. Now, how fluidly are they doing that? That's kind of a next step. And then how many different tools and things can they do it with? How good are they at the double lock, at the lock, at the shimming? And then starting to know the difference between your Chicago's, your Peerless, your Smith & Wesson, what's susceptible to like the paperclip side shim or not, or how much gaps you kind of are dealing with. So there's just levels and levels, and then you get up to like Coxey's level,
Well, and then if you have somebody that's truly handcuffed right off behind their back, well, they're not going to know what kind of cuff is on them. So it's a little bit more difficult there again yet to understand what kind you've got as far as how you need to defeat it, especially if you're going to try shimming. As far as the keys go, they're pretty much all the same as far as how that works. But
yeah, if I had a pair of if I can't figure out I've got Smith & Wessons over Peerless, I might be wasting my time with a paperclip trying to side shim with a paperclip.
Right.
I might generally I'm going to go for they're all kind of generally attacked the same, but their spot's a little different, the spring's a little different, the tightness is different in the keyway or whatever, and so but then again you do it over and over and over. I can feel where the keyhole is without looking.
Sure.
I can I know, I just naturally have done it enough. I know here's the bow, go that way, there's the lock, there's the, although I still got a lot to improvement, especially with behind the back stuff to get into practice on.
It's like I said, they're just an augmentation of physical security, right? You don't handcuff somebody and then throw them in a corner and let them sit there for an hour to play with crap on their own to figure it out. It's just it's just to help protect yourself a little bit.
Exactly. I also explain, like, when people are like, dude, you'll never do that with a cop, and I'm like, yeah, well, I never will. Like, we pick locks, we tell you not to break laws. We, if you learn to shoot a gun, everyone's not screaming at you, but don't shoot cops. No, we all understand, like, Anything
Right.
you learn and do, don't do it when the law is involved. So
Yeah. Don't be stupid. Yeah.
yeah, it's like, yeah,
You're right.
I'm not gonna, but I'll tell you what, it used to stress me out. I have claustrophobia. I had, a bad childhood where being restrained is a thing. And knowing I can get out of them, like I won't have that added extra anxiety should I ever be put in cuffs by a cop again. It's been a long time. I don't do anything. I'm not going to get put in cuffs. But just saying,
Well,
like I can remember even though knowing it's just a ticket and they're gonna go book me and I'm gonna pay my 300 and get it, like nothing. It just an inconvenience, and the cop was cool. Still being in the cuffs was panicking, and
right.
so like now it doesn't do that to me. I know, oh dude, if you leave me alone for 5 minutes, I can get out of these. I'll find something. And I explained to people that the real aspect of security for law enforcement with these, they're not supposed to leave you unsupervised,
No.
and then their eyes are, supposed to be on you, while you're cuffed and stuff, because I mean, for your protection in case you fall, but just in general, because they can be fiddled with, and cops aren't stupid. Like, they know that.
That's right.
They're watching for your, if your arms are shifting around, they're watching for you, like trying to hide stuff and shove dope up your butt, and like it's.
Yep. That's right. I mean, but the other side of it, it's not only police that have handcuffs, right?
Well,
Anybody can
that's
go buy them, and
yeah,
it's one of those. May not be a bad idea for your wife, your daughter, to know how the heck to get out of stuff like that.
absolutely. There are plenty of examples of people who have been restrained against their will,
That's right.
and again, like I said, I had a childhood, man. That it was an example of having to deal with being restrained against your will and getting out. So, like, I know from personal experience that it's possible and it can be necessary. But then again, and then people get together and do adult things, and sometimes the keys break. You lose the key in the height of passion.
Hey, that's what the plastic locks are for, so you can get back out of it.
Like one of you is cuffed up, the other one walks off to get something to drink, sits down, falls
Has a heart
asleep.
attack.
And you're in there like, honey, honey, honey.
Hello.
This isn't funny. This isn't funny.
Yeah.
Or just go back to, I remember reading Gerald's Game by Stephen King. The whole book's about someone that got cuffed and then stuck.
Oh, it happens, and as bad as it's gotten with the trafficking game anymore, you just never know whether it's learning how to open handcuffs or learning how to break zip tie restraints that might get put on you or whatever. It's no different than picking locks, right? It's all about one as a hobby and two as a preparedness method in case you were to ever need to know things like that. Stuff can come in handy.
Absolutely.
You just never know. Huh. Dana Reed says he's had experience. He's been left keyed up somewhere, locked up.
Oh, Nola, if you smell bacon, that's probably because I think my wife's cooking me some bacon.
I think he's trying to take a dig at me.
And eggs. I went from about to have, like, I had to go shovel everything, get the car ready, and I normally it takes me almost an hour to get to work, but I got to leave early because we had all the snow. About to walk out the door, and I get the, hey, we're closed, you don't have to come in. I was like, oh my goodness. And then now I'm getting breakfast. So
right
in about 2 hours, I'm gonna have to try to figure out if I'm actually still asleep, but I'm gonna ride it out for a little bit.
Yeah. I used to enjoy those days when I could get snowed in, and now it just doesn't matter because I work from home about half the week anyway, so it doesn't matter what the weather's doing outside. I can still make it to my office in the house.
Yeah, my wife works from home, so it's an advantage the rest of the time, but you don't get any
That's right. You don't get the perks.
Well, unless the weather knocks out the like the cable or whatever, the connection.
Yeah.
That take. Oh, I can't get this in.
I'm still trying to get the hang of this tension wrench. So this is the one that Broke Pick sent me. Awesome little
Oh,
tension. He did a really nice job on it.
Yeah, he gave me one, man, when he was here.
So I'm being a lefty. I get down on the keyway. Man, it is way around. So I really have to twist my grip. And it's screwing with me because it's like changing what I'm doing for tension. And I'm struggling open locks with it. I like how it feels. I like the look. I just need to learn how to use it because, like I said, it just puts me in a different position than the other tension tools that I have.
Yeah,
I never get to
I'm
call
a fan of the two-sided top and bottom. So anytime I use something that's more of a straight, like a TOK kind of hit, it's weird on my wrist and stuff.
Right. See, now, for a right-handed person, it's got the right kind of curve to it. I use
What's
like
that?
long for a right-handed picker. It's not bad.
Yeah.
Right? Because you get up there, your keyway's up on the top. It's got that right bend around for your finger on there. I really need to play with that and learn how to pick that way a little bit. But
let me try to lefty with it.
That is just, and it works lefty. It just changes my entire grip from how I sit with others. See, like you, it's pointing more straight down the bottom of the lock. For whatever reason, the one I've got, everything I try it on, I'm over at like the 7, 8 o'clock position around it. And it just makes me twist my hand a little bit different and kind of messes with me. It's a learning curve, right? Got to figure it out. Yeah, that tension wrench is offensive to lefties. Yeah, it's definitely a learning curve. And then I think that what I end up doing, because of how I'm holding it, is I end up over tensioning because it just changes up the grip. I'll figure it out.
Actually, yeah, I kind of like how that's sitting.
Well, yeah. See, yours is sitting down a lot lower. See, look at where mine's at in comparison.
Yeah. Oh, that's way out there. Yeah, you're gonna have to.
Right, that's way out there. So I have to really twist my hand, and I don't know if it's just if I just were to undo a little bit of the twist in there, bring it back a little bit, maybe. I don't know.
I haven't took anything.
It's where I like the Longhorn set from Southern Specialties. I like how they work.
I love those turners. Yeah. Plus, he took his top and bottoms.
Yep.
And put a little twist on them. So, there's a different amount of tension.
Yeah.
That you can kind of variable with.
I haven't gotten into that side of it too much, but then I got these. Aaron over there made and sent me a set of these titaniums.
Oh, nice.
And man, I love the design of these. They are way better than. Oh, come on, dude.
I'm surprised I don't have a cat in the way of myself already.
Oh, he gets up here and then he tries to steal my picks. He'll try and take them right out of my hands.
Yeah, my little boy, he's a giant cat now. Finn, he steals picker chips and picks.
Yeah,
he'll steal any little baggies. He stole a little lock because it was wrapped up.
Yeah. Oh, come on, dude. See, now he's biting my hands trying to get at the pick.
That's what you get.
Stop it.
I'm going to start with something easier.
He raids my lives every week. He shows up here and starts trying to steal my tools.
That's his job.
Yeah. What do you think you're doing? Get out
whatever
of here.
he wants.
I'm just worried one of these days I'm going to forget to put a tool away, and then I'll never find it again.
Well, that'll learn you.
Yeah, that'll learn me. All right. Yeah, have you ever worked with the titanium tools at all?
I only have a few. And one of them I kind of forgot I had it until I busted out a magnet to check.
Yeah. I don't know, there's just something about it. It's just a weird feeling metal in my hand. I don't know. It's weird. and it's so ungodly light. Holy Toledo! But he gave me a 4-piece set. The thickest one is a .051, and it goes all the way down to a 22 thousandths, 26 thousandths. Good cat, yeah, good cat. The masked bandit. What turd? What turd? Yeah, you just like to take over the show, don't you?
You're gonna be famous.
Yeah, yeah. You know, the sad part is, the last thing I need him to do is learning how to pick locks, because he already knows how to open all the doorknobs in the house. So there's no privacy unless you lock a door. That's
yeah, we've
more time doing
if the door's not fully closed, they'll get it open. They know, they try.
Oh.
But they haven't figured out like the knob. I don't have like any kind of levers, and they would if there was a lever.
Yeah, guaranteed. All of ours are levers, and it doesn't matter if he's on the inside or outside of the door. He knows how to open them.
But the funny thing is all my cats they'll pound on the door one way or another. They want in, they want out, they want it, you know.
Yep.
And then the youngest one will just sit there and kind of whine me out at the door. So
dip a stick in vinegar to trying to deter the cat and get him to leave him alone. I don't know if that would work with this goofball. Might deter him for a couple minutes for that one pick, but he is just a turd.
We'll still do it out of spite.
You know, here I've got an American 1100 I'm messing with again, and this is one that I put a new core in it because this was my first one I ever worked on and ever picked. And man, I was over tensioning, and I tore it up, ate it up pretty good.
Oh yeah, I remember you showing us so you got a new core in it?
I got a new core in it, and I just put the same pins back in it. But of course, different tolerances, man. It is a completely different animal to pick. Does not pick the same as it did before at all.
That would have been a nice look. So you pick it right before you swap it out, and then you pick it right after you swapped it out.
Yeah, I tried. It took me a while. I still don't have it necessarily figured out. It's just every once in a while, poop, hey, it opened. How did that happen?
Oh, I'm at that point. Yeah, still. Unless I'm practicing a lot, then I'll kind of get into a groove and be able to get the 1100s open pretty easy. But if I get away from them for a little while, then I got to kind of get back on it.
Yep. Yeah, and I haven't messed with it in a while now. I've kind of left it sitting because I've been playing. I was working on my pack lock. I'm going to try and start today. Pull apart.
Hey, Lock Chuck's open. You want him in?
Yeah.
Send him the link.
Lock Chuck?
Lock of the Chuck.
Lock of the Chuck.
Invasion of the Charleses.
Let me see here. I think I have him in my friend list, don't I? I might be thinking of Mr. Lock Squash.
Oh, sorry. I'm eating bacon now. Seasonally, you did smell bacon.
Oops, good grief, go away.
I think your cat smelled it too.
Well, there we go. I might have to step away for just a second. I've got my dog screaming at and wanting in. Well, I think if he joins in, I think you can admit him, can't you?
No.
No? Okay.
No, I can't do any of the control stuff.
Yeah, we'll see if he hops in here. I'll join him in, and then I got to go let the dogs out quick. I've got one that's on water pills, so after he's really give him about an hour, and you better be letting him out, or it's going to go bad in a hurry. And there is Mr. Lockchuck. Good morning, sir.
All right.
I'll be right back, guys.
Worthy. What's up, Lockchuck?
How are you?
Oh, I'm all right. I got an unexpected day off work due to the snow.
Oh, that's good. Well, I don't know. It depends
Yeah.
on if it's like us. You got to take vacation or not.
Well, yeah. The hit on money or whatever. Yeah, that'll be dealt with later. But I will take advantage of the time. Oh man, I can't
Yeah.
even feel the pins. Trying to lefty this thing, and it ain't working.
What is that?
It's just a Corbin Russ one.
Oh,
It's
yeah. I
pretty
was gonna
easy.
try to join earlier, and then my mother called and has problems. Okay, got to deal with that first.
Oh, that's high priority, man.
Yeah. Let's see. I
Can't
can't
select
find my
that.
pick.
I gotta scroll up to see. There you are.
There
All
it
right.
is.
You been picking on that Mindy?
I was the other day. I gotta get back on it. I'm not having any luck with those flat go to keys. So, but I was picking this Abus. It picked easy, but it's got trap pins, and now I'm stuck on the trap pins, and they're not easy.
Abus,
So
what one is that?
it's the P12R, I think.
Ew.
So I mean, picking it wasn't bad. I mean, there wasn't really much difficulty, but once you spin it 180 degrees, it gets bad. And to meet the requirement, you have to do a full 360 pick on it.
Oh wow, that sucks.
Yeah. So, but another learning experience for Dimples. So.
What level?
Heck,
What level's that lock?
it's blue. Let me see.
All right, I'm back.
Yes, just a blue
Yay.
belt.
Oh, that's a dimple lock you're messing with?
Yeah. Got trap pins at 180 degrees, and I'm trying to figure those out.
Morning, Josh B. Thanks for hopping on. I see. Wow. Hey, when did this happen? I see I'm at 163 subscribers now.
Way to go, man.
Just climbing away. And I haven't been out here. I need to get on and do more of my actual content. I haven't had time to do much other than my live once a week, and that's been about it. So I need to get back to my basics and basic education stuff that I was working with. Because that's kind of what I started the whole channel for. So I should get back to work on doing that.
You let the fame get to your head, man.
Yeah. No, this is about the only time. So my wife has some health issues, and as a result, she ends up, and she has insomnia on top of it. So she sleeps quite late. So on the weekends and the early morning is about the only time that I have to do some of these things before the honey-do list hits.
Oh yeah.
You know how that goes.
Oh yeah. Like I mean, Otter's got little kids, house being built. He's got so much going on. It's like,
right. It just makes it
yeah,
hard.
man. We get that you didn't get to pick a lock today.
It gets hard. But that's all right. I'll do with it what I can when I can. I was having fun with it. I brought locks and picks and shit with me when we went over to gamble over the weekend in case I had time to mess with it. I didn't have time to do any picking, but I did have one of my poker chips with, and I got him to let me throw that out on a blackjack table and take pictures of it.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Did they say anything about it?
I
about
asked
having
them
it?
first. I asked them if
I
it
was
was all
just
right,
curious if
and they
they
let me
thought it
use
was
a
kind
table
of
that was
cool.
open.
Oh, okay.
It was a closed table, so it wasn't in use. I said, yeah, if it were a live table, no, that would be a get you kicked out of the casino. So
Go and start betting your own chips. All right, this
right.
one's worth 500.
All right, here's a blue belt lock. Let's see, blue belt chip.
Oh yeah, that's how that would be the great way to qualify the denominations.
Oh man, anymore I take a set of picks with me everywhere I go, Nola. And yeah, Grouchy, you're in the same boat as me. That's when I get most of my stuff done. That's why I haven't had time to really work on my challenge lock either, but I'm gonna sit back and work on that today. What, buddy? So we'll see how that goes. You can't have the picks.
Getting a default set. It will not turn.
Ow. Ouch! That was my finger.
He's like, pay me some attention.
I'm sorry that my urge is to laugh. I like hear this from down the stairs because my wife will go to move, and all of a sudden 2 cats are attacking her robe, and then they've hooked her, like so. I'll just suddenly hear screaming.
Yep. This guy's the worst, man. And it's weird. I can be doing just about anything else, and he'll leave me alone. But I break out a lockpick, and he's all over it.
I like him.
Don't you, you turd?
I can't get you nothing.
Yeah. Let me change up my.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
There he is.
But he's gone. He's back.
I didn't do nothing. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. I don't know what happened. Could be the storms and messing with the internet.
Well,
it's the weird phenomena that happens when Lock Chuck is around.
I tried changing cameras. Mine went all kind of crazy. Can you guys still hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, I can hear you. Sorry, I was chewing.
Yeah, well, my camera took a dump there. Well, now it's starting to swap around. Yeah, there we go. Okay.
So I got a question, Greyhound. You switch all around. So what do you use? Are you using like OBS or anything, or?
No, right now I'm just doing it just within the Restream webpage. Oh, really? Down on your camera, you have the little down arrow next to your camera on the control panel. You can drop that down and you can change cameras.
Yeah, I don't want to change camera because then you'll be looking at me.
I wish I could do it with OBS Studio because that gives me way more camera control. But if I do the OBS Studio with it, then I can't invite in people to join. Unless you're using the paid version, which is just too dang pricey for what I'm doing.
How much is it now?
I don't remember. It was like $20 a month or something. I mean, it was more than I feel like spending on this. I'm already spending enough on tools and picks.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Oh, I agree.
Like this is a money-making venture for me, so. The wife's already mad at me enough for starting a store, so I don't need to be doing anything else. She's like, "No, we got to deal with that."
You better do it with cash.
Right?
No trail, no digital trails.
At least I'm using a third party to do the sales tax, so I don't have to screw with that anymore. I used to have to do that. I used to have my own computer business.
Oh yeah.
I hated doing the sales tax reports. It was just a nightmare.
Yeah, one foray into trying to run a thrift store. Yeah, we don't ever want to do another sales related business again.
No, it was no dang fun. Did not like that at all.
This is just gonna piss me off.
And I just wasn't doing enough business with it. I mean, I did for a little while there, but then I got a promotion at my main job and things just got busier there. And I was like, yeah, I just don't have time for this. So I kept a couple of little businesses that I did, maybe 2-3 things a year for, and that was about it. But yeah, they did make an appointment over there to Nola to tell me that when I was doing pictures. They said, just make sure you aren't getting any of the customers or the workers in the screens. So I assured them I would make sure not to do that. They were
I would have just handed her my phone and be like, "You want to take it?" Like, hook me up with a good shot, though.
Right.
I do not want to do anything wrong.
Blackjack.
I got yelled
this week. Usually
first time I was ever in a casino was what are the native reservation ones up north a long time ago, and it was during the day, and they were like teaching some people how to do or doing a class basically for their people on roulette, and I didn't understand it at all at the point. And I just kind of wandered over and was looking, and like I got yelled at by 3 different security people there. I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." They did not mean to infringe.
Yeah, they take that stuff pretty dang serious. It's pretty crazy.
I think one of my favorite scenes in any movie all time is the beginning of Ocean's 11 when the guy's explaining the 3 best attempts at stealing money from a casino.
Yeah.
But none of them were successful.
Yeah, I wasn't about to try and break the chip out while I was sitting at the actual blackjack table playing, but you got a PayPal business account, huh? Well, maybe that'd be, I don't know. It's been working pretty well so far with Fourth Wall. And the only thing I have to mess with is just keeping track of crap, in the income and the expense side of it for the sales tax at the end of the year. So I don't think it'll be too bad. Fourth Wall has been really good to me so far. It's worked really well. It was kind of wild. I actually had the head of the company reach out to me and had a phone call with him here a little bit ago to discuss things. And I was like, how the heck do you guys make money? Because they're not charging me anything to use that service. Nothing. Other than a credit card processing fee they charge for the payments. And that's it. And that's just a tiny percentage. And he says, yeah, he said, businesses like yours, we don't make any money off of those. It's more around the creators that are, using our products that we have on our site and then adding their stuff to it.
Yeah, I can't do the design stuff on my phone, but I was gonna try them out for a store for my channel.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet actually. And then G Key Man, I did actually get a picture with it on the table. It's not the greatest of pictures, but what I wanted was, I don't know if you've seen the blackjack tables where they have the side bet and they have the lit up spot where your chip goes. I wanted to get at one of those tables, but they were all in use. But I wanted to put that up with a lock sitting on that red lit up spot.
Oh yeah.
Very cool.
I thought that would have been pretty slick. Let's see. Know when to walk away. I'll just throw this up on the screen real quick. So yeah, there it is. There's the chip set up on the blackjack table. Not the greatest of pictures, but they were getting ready to fire off a big blackjack tournament, so I was just trying to make it quick. But yeah. I did take a couple other pictures, but with the angle that I had them and with the way the image is done on chips, it really glared its way out of the screen. You can't hardly see it. But it was fun.
stupid line.
So what are you throwing in there, Stu?
I'm switching over to an easier Corbin.
Yeah, you know, I have one of those, a Corbin. I have that sitting here somewhere. I haven't messed with that thing at all yet. I don't know how difficult of a lock they are. This one's oh, wrong camera. That one's what, LFIC, I believe is what that is. I don't have a key for it at all, so that one might be a bit of a challenge. I don't know.
Yeah,
It'd be fun to pick that to control and pull it out.
What was the keyway on it?
Huh?
What is it, Schlage?
You know, I don't know. Guess I could try one of my leashes and see what fits. Let me kick it. I'll kick it over to a different camera that works more better. Lets me zoom in a little better. There you go.
Oh, Corbin Russ one. Okay.
Yeah, it's a Corbin Russ one.
Sorry, maybe I missed that one.
Yeah. Yeah, this one just happens. That's what that's an LFIC, right? That's what they call that.
I'm not familiar with Corbin's.
I don't know enough about those to know what I'm talking about, but
I don't know.
one of them at the local locksmith gave that to me.
Well, like, my brain just phased out. He's asking a lock question. I'm like, that's not me.
Right? Yeah.
That's Big Smith's question.
I can tell you it's a lock. Yeah, that's about it. You know, I was just thinking about this. Since that worked in there, I bet this one would work. I could really screw with somebody.
That's always fun.
Ooh, God, that is just a horrible, horrible core. It is so brutal. Send somebody this American 1100 with this Harbor Freight core in it. That would be just
listen to your evil laugh. Like,
oh, God, that'd be just brutal. Somebody thinking they're getting 1100 to play with and have that abomination in there. So, I mean, look at that. You can't hardly even get the key out of it. It's just the grittiest piece of garbage ever made.
I've split several Harbor Freight cores, pinching in them at the bottom of the keyway.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was Broke Picks. He had one that just putting the key in it might be what had just happened to me. And it bent pins and just jacked up the entire core. Oh, no. Let's see. Let me swap up. There's what it looks like, Nola. I can bring that right up. As I like with this camera, you can really zoom in close or focus close.
Yeah, the reason I was asking earlier about the OBS, because I've always been recording my videos with phone and stuff, and I was thinking about maybe switching to like OBS or something so I could switch between some cameras or something. And
OBS is
like
amazing.
Bore scope or something like that. I'm just having trouble
There we go.
understanding it, and
yeah, I really like OBS Studio. That thing works. I use it for anything that's not live. If I'm doing recordings, I'm doing it with OBS Studio.
Yeah,
because the amount of control and the things that I can do in there is just amazing.
I just wish there was a hotkey for the focus.
SFIC. Small form. Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was a small or a large or what they called that, but yeah, I got to try and pick that at some point. Someday when I'm feeling bold and and actually feel like I'm a worthy picker, I'll attack it. Otherwise, I'll just get in there and get frustrated and give up. That's my biggest problem. I have zero patience when it comes to anything. If I don't feel like I get anywhere in a minute or two, I move on. And that doesn't work with some of these locks.
I would like to subscribe to your newsletter. I'm the same way, man. I have to have like 5 locks that I'm kind of frustrated with, because I'll pick one for 2 minutes, go for the other one, and if I can bounce around them, then I won't just lose my mind. If I just get stuck on one lock, I'll lose my mind.
Yeah, that's kind of me. So I'll have my little, my comfort locks, if you will, around, and I'll pick on one, get frustrated, and then I'll grab one that I know, and I'll pop those for a little bit, and then I'll go back.
This one's getting ready to get the Dremel tool, and so I can get a shim in the back.
Yeah. Hey, I finally got this thing. I don't know if you guys were on when I got that, but what do they call it? Locking core or whatever for that Harbor Freight. I finally got that thing apart this morning to look at what they had in there.
Oh, nice.
I was kind of curious what the pins were like in it, just out of curiosity's sake. And it looks like they actually gave a really, really poor attempt at making spool pins.
Oh yeah, their casting's horrible.
Oh my God, it's terrible. And then it's like they supremely over polished them. I mean, it's really junk. But it was fun to check it out. Pin 1 is a steel pin in there, so that was kind of interesting. They attempted to make something out of it. But the lock itself, for a $7 padlock, is a beautiful lock.
Looks like they picked slag up off the floor and made pins out of them.
they just knock slag off the side of bad welds, throw it in a lock.
Rounded it out a little bit in a tumbler. I don't even think they put it on a machine. Yeah, they were pretty horrible looking pins, but that's part of the fun, right? But that's, like I said, the lock itself, I think it's a very pretty lock. I mean, looks great until you open it up.
Oh, what is the brand name?
Well, this is from US General, from Harbor Freight.
Oh, is that what this is?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, all right.
But the American 1100 core is a perfect fit in there.
Oh, is it?
I changed it out and I put an American 1100 core in it, so now it's actually a decent lock. Because the lock itself it's a good looking lock. It feels great. It's just the core sucks.
Yeah, I mean, it's a beefy lock. It's just junk inside.
Absolutely. But yeah, the 1100 core is a perfect fit replacement.
Oh, I got to get some cores.
That's what I did. Is I had an extra 1100 core sitting here that I bought, so I threw that in it. So now, like I said, now it's probably, because the weird thing is, with an 1100, you got to just barely tension them to do anything. Well, this thing with that core spring, man, you got to tension the crap out of that lock. So pretty neat, I think. Turned it into a halfway decent lock. Because yeah, it's horrible. I don't know what yours is like there, Stu, but mine, holy cow, the amount of tension you got to put on that thing to turn.
Oh, there's so much play on this.
Oh, is there? See, mine had nothing.
Just to even engage it, it's there's a lot of squeaky.
I took a long tension wrench and put in there just to play with it, and holy cow, man, the amount of bend you were putting in a tension wrench just to even get it to start turning, it was amazing. It's
dude, it's hard to even a 50,000th turner in the bottom of the keyway doesn't want to. It just wants to turn. That's a wide freaking keyway down there.
Sepox from Amazon. I guess I'm not familiar with that one. Yeah, and the cylinder in it seems crappy. Yeah, that's the way this one was. Just absolutely terrible. Yeah, 1100 would fit in that one. 6835. Yeah, I've got a bunch of the 6835 still. I need to start working and playing on picking those too. I haven't really messed with them any yet. I've got a lot of locks I haven't played with. I need to expand my horizons beyond the few that I mess with. Maybe help me learn a little bit more. I kind of get stuck in my comfort zone, and that's all I want to mess with are the ones I know. You ever heard of that one? Grouchy Lenny said he's got a Sepox from Amazon.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen it.
I haven't heard of that one before.
It's a lot like the Di-Ice.
Is that the one I think that's got the spring on the back of the cylinder itself?
I haven't pulled one apart. I'm not sure.
I thought I had one.
I know it's a 1100 clone, and
gotcha.
Let's see. I think if that's the one I'm thinking of, Hogmaster gave me one to do with.
Yeah. Yeah, like I have several of those Master 6835s. And yeah, they're kind of an 1100 clone, but boy, the core is completely different. Cheap 1100 clones. Yeah. There's a lot of those out there. Oh, come on. Yeah. I should be messing with some of these in a vise, because that's one thing I need to learn how to do is pick from a vise. I've just never gotten too into the vices. I've got one.
yeah, it's a bit of a chore for me trying to switch over it or get used to doing vice picking.
Well, again, yeah, it just changes the feel of everything. You know, and there's a certain amount of feedback that comes through the hand, I think, too, when you're holding hand picking. At least to me, that's how it feels. I saw that.
I still basically hold it in the vice. So.
Well, that's kind of what I try to do too. But
yeah.
What I saw, Covert Instruments, was that the Reaper set that they dropped the price on the other day?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Which one was it? One of them, they dropped it from $70 to $50.
Oh no, the Reaper was already like 48 or something. It was pretty cheap. That must have been like the Echelon or the.
Yeah, that's what it was. The Echelon set.
Yeah. It's how much?
$50 now.
Oh wow, that's a good price, man.
I think with the introduction of their Apex line, they decided to drop that one a little bit. Yeah, I don't think $50 is probably too bad for that. Looks like it'd be a neat little set. I don't know. I need to get some Covert Instruments. I don't have any Covert Instruments tools other than my tubular lockpick, so I really can't speak to their picks much at all. I hear, I mean, everybody seems to really like their stuff.
Oh, I think the Genesis set and the Reaper sets are absolutely worth it. I think they're kind of one of the picks. Some of the pick sets every picker really should end up getting.
Yeah.
The only complaint I have, which is popsicle sticks, I've never, my hands cramp too much on that style handle. Other than that,
yeah. And so I like just for that consideration, the either going through Delta 44 to get some handles, for picks, or buy your Jimmy Longs or your Apex, something with a little bit fatter handle.
Yeah, so that's what that is. I bought a set of the 44 Delta handles. He put the different lettering on them to fit my picks, and I'm using those on my dog legs.
Oh, you're the one that made them work with Southern, right?
Well, I didn't have to make them. They just work. They're the same size.
Oh, okay.
So didn't have to change anything.
I want to get some I want to get some of those handles, man. I like those. I like the idea. I'm so used to the popsicles because that's what I've used, that even when I pull out my Jimmys, after a little while it's a little weird, and I kind of just start picking up the other ones again. But
yeah, Grouchy, those turning tools on the Reaper set, they look pretty sweet. And I see you can buy those as standalone turning tools now as well. All right. Hey, Dana. Well, thanks for dropping in, and hope you have a good rest of your day.
Absolutely.
Dana.
I'm gonna get in there.
Let me get the chat up over here. There we go. Goodness.
More minutes, and then the thing's getting chopped in half.
Where's Dig?
Yeah, he cringe.
Nola says the Echelon set and the Covert Companion are now both $50. So one thing that kind of got me with the Apex line is, to me, holy crap, that's expensive.
Yeah.
You know, if you buy the whole set, it doesn't work out to be too bad. But if you want to buy just a tray, what, $90 a tray? Oh,
Yeah, that's
insanity.
That's out of my price range.
Yeah,
for a while.
I don't know.
Well, that's kind of what I'm struggling with. You know, I've been talking with Multi-Pick on carrying some of their picks and selling. But, you know, I'm looking at the
upfront.
Well, yeah, the upfront cost, but I was looking at like the Sandman, his beginner set as one of them. It's only got, what is it, 3 picks and a couple of turning wrenches?
He's got a couple. I think they've even got one for 2 in the Sandman line.
Yeah.
They got it way down and like cheap too, man. Like it's totally, they got some smaller sets of his that it's cool that they have them.
They're smaller sets, but they're like $40 a set.
Yeah. Well, no, really? I thought one of them was like under 30.
By the time you get it to the US and you get everything lined up, you got to be selling it between $35 and $40 a set.
Oh, for like if you're trying to run it. Yeah.
Which
that's rough.
Is pretty rough. Yeah. Yeah. You know, and then some of the other sets, of course, they go up considerably from there, which it'd be neat. I'm not exactly sure what the import side of it would be like on there. So I'm not really sure what the final cost would be for me to get them here. But yeah, you know, I have to order at least 10 sets at a time.
I'll be right back.
That can add up in a hurry.
All right. Well, Lock Chuck's gone. Let's talk shit to that lock so it does what it's supposed to when he gets back.
Oh, it's going to do what it's supposed to because it's going to be in half.
Oh, it's happening.
Multi-pick.
Yeah, I feel bad, man. I gotta get some stuff ordered from Multi-Pick. They do a lot of support of me, and
I'd really like to try some of their stuff out. It looks like they're amazing tools. Again, I have never messed with those either.
You don't have any Multi-Pick?
No. Probably the fanciest set I have is a set of Mokies that you guys.
I don't think I have a full Palmer set, but I got a couple extra picks I can send you from Multi so you can play with.
So you think you have here's the Sandman beginner set, US EU edition. They have listed on their site €27.38 a piece for that set. Well, then you look at the shipping cost to get it here, right? And of course, you know, they offered me, of course, better pricing than that to resell it. But by the time you get it here, you know, and I was out looking at some of the other sites, and I didn't find really anybody in the U.S. that was selling those for under. I think the cheapest I found was $38.
Yeah, the only other place I've really actually looked at grabbing Multi-Pick stuff from is lockpickworld.com.
Right.
Free shipping over $35, so you kind of can eliminate that little chunk. But they don't have everything for Multi-Pick, you know, they just got some stuff.
Right. Yeah, like Lockpicker's Bench, they've got them. But I think
they're forgetting to go check them out, man.
Well, see, they're saying 20. They're selling them for 25 a set, but that's for the that's the 2-pick set. The one I'm looking at over there is a 3, and then it's got 3 tension wrenches. The one they're showing is 2 picks and 1 tension wrench. So that's not the
Yeah,
same.
that's the one I was thinking of, like the bare bones starter little set.
Right. So if you look at Multi-Pick's site, their Sandman beginner set is 3 picks. It's got 2 picks and a rake, and then it has 3 tension wrenches.
Right. So that's now 2 locks.
Hey, did you get one of those chain locks?
No.
Oh, you didn't, lock Chuck? Oh, the chain key ones? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Did they do a group buy or something on those? Or
Yeah. Nick, I just watched Nick Vitt like gutted it and kind of showed and took the cylinder all apart and showed everything. So that was really cool.
Those are cool. No, I didn't get in on that one.
I couldn't tell you who did it or what server it was from or anything like that. I knew it was going on. I was excited that someone would finally, kind of show that thing. That thing's neat.
Yeah, I've seen them years ago or something on this video. That's amazing how that key just follows the track.
Yeah, it's a trip, man. Like the engineering of that is just that. It feels like that was born of an acid trip. Like it's just
chain lock. That one's something totally different.
The key was weird, man. Like it's the pins. I really can't explain it.
Yeah,
you push the thing in and it pushes the pins and everything goes up from going sliding and it's just nutty. Yeah.
Yeah, I bet that would be a bit of an interesting pick. Yeah, Nola says he loves his multi-picks, but they do have the drawback. I think every pick set's that way, right? Again, everything's kind of got its purpose. They all have their fit, their niche. Not every pick is the right pick for everything.
And I bought a set when I first started out, but the problem, multi-pick's not a set you want to buy when you first start because they are very thin. And for a new picker and being heavy-handed, that is not set.
Yeah,
too expensive for a starter set that way.
Yes.
The Palmers are a little better, but like the ones in the noob, I was just gonna bend everything that was a hook in the noob set, and like I gave the 4mm to Loki and the other ones to Broke Picks. I'm just not inclined to use them, but I like the ones from the like the Palmer set that they gave me a bunch to give out to vets and stuff, and I'd already had one. And then the Sandman sets are drawn heavily from curating out a lot of Palmer's hooks.
Right.
So they're a little bit better than a little stronger, a little better than a lot you have to deal with multi-pick. But you're absolutely right about that. Like I still am not ready for the thin shanked multi-pick stuff. I'll just put it in and hit a pin and bend it and then be like, oh.
Yeah, they say the Sandman one here, the beginner set anyway, is 0.6mm.
Yeah, that one's better, but a lot of if you don't look, a lot of their stuff's 0.5, and that's.
It's a big difference with them from 6 to 5. It is.
What are the Mokies? I haven't actually measured those or seen what they are, but I have a Moki set, and I like.
I was just gonna say, like, didn't I send someone a Moki set?
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah. As soon as you said that, I was like, I think it was him.
And I forgot to bring them. They're sitting upstairs right now.
Yeah, I think they're thin. I think they are. Depends on because he did. I think go back and do a set that is thicker.
But I think when I was looking at their website, I don't think it said what the thickness was on them.
Let's see, Moki.
Well, the other thing that I don't know, some people say is there's a bit of a flex in the steel of the hooks on multi-pick, so it changes your feedback a little bit and how you're feeling on the pick. So that can affect, like, especially when you're getting into highly, lock chuck and W3O ray and, like, Loki, like, it matters to, that level of sensitivity. It might be a boon, it might be a curse. That's for people to decide. I absolutely love their freaking rakes. So
yeah, because I went out looking at their site, because it was that minimalist set, I think, is the one that I got. The tension wrenches, man, I love those tension wrenches. They are amazing.
Gosh, I love their tension sets.
Moki, yeah, that was the minimalist set. Yeah, I almost kept those Turners, man.
Oh man, yeah, they're amazing. I love them. Super long though. That's the only thing I'm not really crazy about, is how long they are. But that's where these ones that I got from Aaron, they're very similar on the end, a little different design on the end than the Mokis, but being as short as they are, I really like
them. I got those Law Lock ones that are really pretty long too.
Yeah, and I guess they did that so it matched the picks, because the picks are incredibly long as well, but they're nice.
I don't even really use this, but this 2mm one, dude, is just the beefy boy. I love it.
See, I'm looking at Moke's website right now. So what is it? Moki or Moke?
Moki.
Everybody calling them
M-O-K-I. M-O-K-I. Moki, I think is how.
Right, but they're not spelled that way, and their website isn't that way. It's Moke, M-O-K. There's no
I. But it could be Smoke E, like Pokey.
Yeah, looking at her site, it's all 0.4 or 0.5 millimeters. And I think the one I bought was the 0.4, not knowing that. And they're very...
Well, they're thin. Yeah, you got to be careful with those things. They're great. I really like them. They're nice picks.
Yeah,
I don't want to jack them up. Nola says they're 18,000s.
Yeah, there's 15 and 18,000s. Depends on which ones you get.
Yeah. See, I was looking at their site, and it doesn't say on that minimalist set what the thickness is.
Well, it gives you the pick name, and then you have to go to the single picks, and then the single
picks. Gotcha.
They're classified as either 0.4 or 0.5.
I gotcha. So. Yeah, those things are amazing. They're very nice picks.
One thing I have been, I've built a set, but I've been wanting those C-clip pliers off of there. I've been trying to find them somewhere else.
And that's what would be nice, to find. I need a decent C-clip wrench. I don't have one. I just brute force it with a pick. Eventually, I'll end up breaking something doing that. But
this is all right. You talking about C-clip remover?
Yeah, the Sparrows one.
I like. Yeah, I do like gut wrench. I do like my gut wrench.
I can, you know what? Like, I have to kind of take some things back. This is like the one thing I actually like from Sparrows.
Yeah.
That I have. I haven't tried anybody else's. It works. Although I have stabbed myself with this slipping off.
Oh God, yes, and it hurts.
Well, like I said, there's a few things from Sparrows that I like. Most of the picks that I've used, it's not that they're bad. They work. They're just the least favorite of the picks I have. I just don't care for them. But some of their other stuff I like. Their tension tools that came in the one kit that I bought are absolutely terrible. I hate those things.
Yeah, I've learned to if I like the tension tools, it's a plus. I just don't expect tension tools to all last when I get a hold of them. Like I pulled the one I pulled out of the Jimmy starter set. I bent it on the first lock. I was like, oh, okay, I won't be using that. Really? Every 30,000ths I have is bent on the TOK side, twisted a little bit.
Yeah, I'm pretty light on my tension anymore. I started off pretty heavy, but I've gotten pretty light.
I see. I
come to realize that the locks I'm working on, I don't need the amount of tension I've been throwing at them.
I'm really happy because Loki subscribes to the heavy tension with 1100s method. And so when I'm not using light tension very much, I just can point to him when you got to use light tension. Be like, yeah, Loki says it doesn't.
Yeah, I don't remember who it was. Somebody told me on the pack lock, they're like, oh yeah, you got to use super heavy tension. Man, yeah, I jacked up a pick on that because I was tensioning hard and cranking on pins and bent my pick. And And then I got to playing with it more, and I'm like, I actually use lighter tension on that than I do on the 1100.
Yeah, I don't feel like it was especially heavy on the tension doing the packs.
No.
Not remarkably so.
And then on top of that, if you look at that one really close compared to an 1100, the keyway, it is really, really shallow between the entry of the keyway and the first pin compared to like the 1100. So you'll round that thing out in a hurry if you're heavy tensioning it, because there's just not any material there. Ask me how I know that.
Yeah.
So then I had to get a hold of those guys and buy a replacement core for my lock because I screwed it up. Nola says we're too fancy for him. He prefers a flathead screwdriver.
Well, I was kind of talking about they've got a C-clamp plier to put them back on, and they crimp some nice.
I just use a pick tip and my fingers to pull it off, and I just shove it back on with my finger. I haven't had one yet that I couldn't do that with, but
well, it's the brass ones that you have to deform to get off.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, I haven't encountered any of those yet.
Dude, before I ever gutted a lock, I was so terrified of the idea. Like, it's so much stress. Before I was willing to do it, I had to have everything I could possibly need. And Lady Locks had to send me extra springs just in case I lost a spring. I had my regular tweezers, my reverse tweezers. I got my pulled out of like crafting these hooked things, which are wonderful for getting in and pulling springs out.
Yeah, I've got several different sets of tweezers too, but I want to try and bend some of the ends of them to make the hooks for grabbing pins, because the regular straight ones, man, it's really easy to send a pin flying with those.
Well, have you seen the pigtail design of the follower?
Yes, I have. Those look really cool.
Yeah, I gotta try it. I've got them.
I need to get a hold of the print file for that, and I'll just get one of my buddies to print me a set of those out. That looks like it'd be kind of neat to be able to ease the pin out.
Yeah, I was trying to do it with this one. I still need to work on it a little bit.
Oh yeah, there you go.
That's
now here. What I'm curious about how little. Like, it feels like you could make that and have half of it still be kind of at the cylinder thickness, and then roll around from there. Like, that edge that's all the way down is so not that wide. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, I mean, you just need it on the center of the pin, right, to hold it down.
Right. But I'm saying, like, if that was a little wider, your starting point, you have a little more slop to where you're starting, and then you move from there.
Right. You'd have to turn the core plug a little more to get there, but
that thing, you're gonna have to back it kind of almost exactly right over the pin, which isn't that hard, but it just I feel like, I'd like a design with a little more slop to the side.
Oh, okay. So you're talking about when you first feed it in?
Right.
No. Like
when you bring it back.
Here, where am I? So
yeah, like when you're first going in. So like when I use this one, I actually use that side to push the plug out, and then I pulled everything out.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, even just like, so if I'm going backwards, like, so if I, roll it around, I get my pin, I pull it out, I got to reset that narrow space, and then I got to move that back over the next pin. Whereas I think that could be on that one side, it could be you could have a lot more room to start and then roll from there. Start and then roll from there. You know what I mean? Just more area.
Robert. Yeah.
Does that make sense? Or am I just?
Yeah, it's probably the strength of the plastic, though. You got to have enough. So that may be why, to give you enough space. I may work on a little bit with resin printing and see if I can, instead of using, you see how that solid is actually with resin, I may be able to get that, instead of being like that, is just do a single, like, 0.5 millimeter spiral. That way you don't have all this extra here, and then I could make that wider.
That would, yeah. I think that's even kind of more what I was kind of thinking. You know what I mean? Like, that's the concept. That'd be cool. You're gonna resin what it?
But instead, say this is filament FDM printed, and I
Okay.
have another printer which is resin printing.
Hmm.
And let's see,
Yeah, the
these
resin's a
are
lot stronger, right?
it's more brittle actually. It is.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like these
Ew.
are resin printed. It's a liquid that it shines ultraviolet light and cures it.
Oh, is that what you did the postal key with?
Yes, that wherever that
Ow.
this one. Yep, that's resin
Yeah.
printed. Yep,
See, I
that's it.
watch your stuff.
I try to watch it. Man, you've got y'all have blown up so much. It's hard to keep up with
Quit.
everybody. And I try to subscribe to everybody, and then my feed's like, uh,
Oh, yeah. Like I gotta go. If I haven't
gotta
seen
click
something in
his
my
name.
my feed in a while from somebody, I'm like, oh, YouTube's just not showing me them. So I got to go hit their page and catch up.
I will say I do like this gut set, that cheap gut set you can get. But you're talking about stabbing yourself. That
Yeah, that
Ooh.
thing's
gut
sharp.
wrench, that right there will draw blood quickly, and it has several times.
And Morning Spontaneous is in the chat. Morning,
What's
sir.
that little flat piece for your thumb?
Yeah, I think so. So you can,
To
Oh,
give you
okay.
extra gutting strength for your fingers, you can really
Yeah,
get
so
some-
you're
So
not.
you can really
Yeah.
gouge your finger.
So when it
Exactly.
slips, you're.
That's kind of a neat little gutting set you got there. I like that.
Yeah, don't. I mean, it comes with a front loader, but it does well a pinning shoe, but it's no good without a pinning shoe.
Mm.
So
Is that Huck?
yeah,
That's the one everyone told me to get early on.
I like it. I mean, it's nice.
I was looking at that set on Amazon, but they're the hollow copper pipes that nest inside of each other. But I always thought, knowing my luck, I'd drop the pin down and it'd shoot out the back end of that tube and be gone.
Yes, I do not. That was one of my first followers was a hollow tube, and I do not like that thing because when the
Yeah.
pin shoots up, it
Yep.
falls right out the back.
It's
And
just
you're
gone.
like,
Yeah.
just gone.
I
And
well, I was prepared for everything except I thought I had followers and I didn't have the right followers for the 1100 when I did that. So I had to figure out that these marker caps were perfect.
yeah,
And
that.
they even have a little stop on the back, so it'll you can't push it all the way through. And then the body works too, but it gets a little it's a little tapered, so it'll only go so far. So I got to kind of like put it in and then put one of these in, and sometimes to do some stuff. And then when I was trying to do the 5200,
Oh,
freaking
with the offset side, yeah.
yeah, man! Like, and
Yeah,
the
the
second time I
actuator.
did it, so I had to kind of cut this side down on the fly,
Yeah.
and then I couldn't get a shim in there, man. It was so tight, so I just kind of had to do the old whoop and
Yeah.
pray.
I was about to say it, but Nola just typed it. So yeah, a lot of people use the AAA battery.
That's what I did my first 1100 with was a AAA battery, and it worked amazing.
I thought I had one, but it was a AA.
Oh yeah, that won't fit.
Yeah,
That may fit the leg. I think.
I was
think
like,
it'll fit nope.
Yeah, my first gut was kind of brutal that way as far as tools went. I think I stole a pair of my wife's eyebrow tweezers and a AAA battery. No shims, no nothing. Went to work.
Yeah.
Actually, as scared as I was, the first thing I did was the Sparrows, like their trainer lock. Like I kind of practiced on that a little bit, and then I did the 1100, and I progressive pinned through it. And actually, man, pretty much the whole time of progressive pinning with it, I was like, oh, this is all right, you know. And then every time I've done a 5200, I tried progressive pinning a 5200, and I gave up at pins 4. I was like, I don't want to take this apart again. I sent it to Nola, and then even taking this one apart a couple times, man, it's been a nightmare.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, Nola. Nola says that he is not a fan of the 3D printed because of the ribbing and the fit is too loose. Well, and I get it. That ribbing, you kind of feel that chatter through. But I haven't had any issue with them being too loose fitting. I've found that the ones I've got, these are 44 Deltas, they've actually fit and worked really well as far as that goes. But you do get that ribbing, and it kind of chatters its way through, and sometimes it's a little hard to be as slow and methodic as I'd like to be.
I need to send you a set of the resin printed NOLA. You'll change your mind.
Well, I bet the resin printed, I bet those things are smooth as glass.
Yeah. The only downside is you have to fan the ends because the end that sticks to the bed gets extra light, and they're just a little bit fatter, and you have to sand that down.
Sand it just a little, yeah. And I actually did that with 44 Deltas. I sanded down the ribbing on them a little bit, and it still doesn't make them too sloppy, but they do slide through a lot smoother now.
These were some of the first ones I made out of acrylic rod from Amazon.
Oh, look at that.
Those
That's
turned
cool.
out, and it definitely lets a lot of light in.
Oh, yeah.
The hard part is getting them polished after I got them to the right diameter, getting them polished back clear.
Yeah.
Those are nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. That's all I have are those 3D printed ones. So the only other experience I have is a AAA battery. So I don't have a whole lot of experience there yet. I want to take, let's find those tweezers. Where did I put those? I've got gobs of tweezers around this house, man, from all kinds of different projects and work. Man, what did I do with them? I've got a nice little set of black angled tweezers that I want to try and put a groove on the end for grabbing picks, because I think they would be amazing for that. But now I don't know where I put them.
A long time ago, well, not a long time, probably last year, P-Dub was talking about a set of like plastic ones that Bare Bones was selling.
Yep.
Or had plastic tips. And they were good, like if you ever had problems with magnetic stuff. And
Oh, wow.
I was thinking about ordering them, but by the time I paid shipping and everything from Australia, they're going to be ridiculous. But kind
Yeah.
of find out, I believe that is the
There they
same
are.
sets available on Amazon already for the US, and it was all I did was took a Dremel and
Yeah.
cut the plastic a little. They work. Those work
See, I've
great.
got these nice angled ones, and they go out to a really fine tip.
Oh yeah.
So I want to take and make the notch end on those to be able to grip the pins, because it's nice to have that offset when you're going in there, so you can still see what you're doing on some of those.
Right. Yeah.
So I thought they'd be good for that, and I think they're soft enough I can just free form those pretty easily.
Yeah, I kind of did that with these cheap ones from Harbor Freight. I put a little.
I put a I had put a
there.
rubber band on this to keep that over the top, so to try to keep the pin from popping up when I moved stuff back, you know.
Yeah.
I kind of want something that has, I don't know, a little lip over the top to catch the pin
Catch the pin. Yeah, that's a neat
popping
idea.
up.
Oh, yeah. This set of those plastic ones, I did that. So when I dremeled, if you look at this side, if I can get the camera to let me turn the light on. So if you look at that side, you don't see the round, and then when you turn it over, there's the round.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
So let's see if I can get it focused on the side.
Oh, those are some
Oh,
thick
that's
ones.
great.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Come on, focus. There we go.
Hey,
You may be able to see it.
Picking Pete, good morning.
So when I did the Dremel, I didn't grab it all the way across. I just went above the tip.
Yeah, I like that.
Oh, you got those on Amazon? I got to get those. I got to do that.
So yeah, I got these on Amazon, and I can't remember. They weren't. I want to say they were like $9 for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pair or something like that.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's pretty slick. I like those.
Let's see if
Good old Amazon, man. Some of the stuff you can find out there is just crazy.
Snake.
Snake.
No.
Morning.
Oh, Southpaw Pete, how you doing, my brother?
Tweezer.
Oh,
Excuse me.
nothing.
No, they were 20. I guess they were $20 for 8 tweezers.
That's still amazing.
8 tweezers though. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, $20 for a set or two is like, all right, yeah, probably. You know what I mean? If you're getting 8, it's like, oh hey.
Yeah. And you can
Now I know what
down
I know what some people are going to get in their Christmas stocking this year.
Yeah, I try to find hacks on sort of tools. I was like what I was talking about, the circlip pliers. I turned these $5 ones from
Yep.
Harbor Freight into the crimping pliers for those circlips.
So you can crimp
Oh
those
yeah.
brass ones. Yeah.
Yeah, the
I
brass
get it.
ones.
Yep. That's pretty cool.
Open up, stupid one.
If I can't find it, I'll try to make it.
That is pretty cool.
All right. So I just got it picked. Now I got to go around to the trap pins, and it locks.
Very nice.
Well, that's 180. I got to get another one now. I think I figured out the trick. We'll see.
About to find out.
Yeah, those dimple locks, that look like they'd be kind of fun.
They are. I mean, I like them.
Yeah, I like them. They're definitely fun, man. I got to get a few more. But the few I played with, I like them.
Yeah. Let's see.
I've got, one I can't get into. But
what is it? Oh, that's the multi-lock.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing's pretty bad. It depends on if that's an interactive. The 7x7's not that bad, but interactive is.
This interactive's it goes through with the magnet or something.
Well, it's not a mag.
Well, yes,
it's just,
yeah, it's not. It's not interactive. Yeah, it's pin and pin though.
Oh, it is pin and pin. Okay.
Yeah.
That's just crazy. That's cool.
Yeah, it pushes that little thing up right there when it goes in.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys saw earlier, I was talking about these multi-pass or door bypass kits.
Yeah, you said you got them to make a smaller one.
Yep. It made me one here, and it's about a 1/4 inch narrower and a 1/4 inch shorter. And I wanted that so it would fit in my medium case better. And now, man, it drops in there. So now I have everything in that one case. I don't need to mess with anything else. Same with the mini.
Are those on your site?
Huh?
Are those on your site, or is that just something they made for you?
He's not willing to make more of those.
Wow.
So he just happened to have some extra metal that he was able to get one out of it. But I couldn't convince him to make them for me. I tried.
They've got a regular size one on the site, right?
They do, and that's really what this is the regular size one, just dropped down, just downsized a little bit.
Nice.
But I like the smaller size actually a little bit better for what I wanted it for anyway.
Yeah, well, yeah, I've got them making stuff just to fit the wallet case too. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's just like I got him to make me a set of the titanium turners, but he's not willing to produce more of those either. Which I get it; they're a lot of work and it's expensive material, and I don't know how many people want to pay that much for a set of turning tools.
You'd be surprised.
Well, you'd be surprised. Yeah. I like them. They're very nice. I was telling them I need to start making those out of stainless and get those put out there and done, because they're really nice turning tools. I guess they're looking at getting that done, but it would be awesome. Oh yeah, South-Picking Pete says, I'm amazed at the amount of tools that I've acquired for my lock sport hobby. Yeah, my wife reminds me of that on a pretty regular basis, that this is getting to be a pretty expensive hobby. The tools are never ending, right? There's always something new and interesting to try out.
Yeah, thank you to you guys. Thank you to you guys for sending me all the picks that I own. Wink, wink.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Oh, these were a gift, honey. Don't worry about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just whoever that comes to mind.
Yeah, it's like I tried to get her into it, so maybe she would, wouldn't say too much. Yeah, she didn't. Not her. Hollow axe.
Yeah. Southpaw is such a cool company to make custom tools for each person. Exactly. And, man, it seems like it doesn't matter how crazy of an idea I come up with, Aaron's willing to try it out.
That's cool. Yeah, you got somebody that got the means, the beta test or try stuff for
Yeah.
you.
It's like when I was first messing with the kits, I wanted to try and engrave the logo on the leather. And he's like, I've never tried that with the laser. I'll give it a shot. And yeah, he said, yeah, it works, but I'm not doing that again because he doesn't have a ventilated machine. So it smoked out their entire shop.
Oh, I was like, wow. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Southern and working with them.
Absolutely. They do amazing stuff.
We've got our Shackleman kit on their site, man.
Yeah. I know. I thought about bringing that set over to my store for you guys. Get me a set of those too, so when I get a set of handcuffs, I have something to play with.
Oh yeah, it's a worthy little set there. I think you might. They're gonna end up offering like the Coxie shims, probably on their own or something.
Really?
So it would be nice. You'd probably move more.
Absolutely.
Even if you don't get the set, get the shims. And then I love the welded. The handle shims are just great. So having those.
Oh, like that one set you've got with the rippled sandwiched handles. On those little shorties like that, probably gives you a whole lot more grip.
Oh, yeah. And again,
those look really slick. I need to get one of those little
look,
wallets and start setting up too. That's just a neat little setup.
Yep,
those. Yeah, they look great.
The stubby stews.
Yep, like that.
That's cool.
Nice. And they're not, it's not a bare handle. It's got a nice,
right
sandwich there. Nice little, seriously, especially on these, I've got some of the other ripple handles I've been playing with doing different things, but on the little things, it really makes a difference.
Yeah,
you're doing
on
this,
the bigger picks, it's okay, but it doesn't really add anything to it. But on those little ones, I can see where it definitely would.
On the full hand, regular handle rakes, it's actually really nice having that extra grip. So it's something that I would recommend for trying for that too. But yeah, I've got to. I do have like a regular little notch decoder that he hooked me up with. So we're gonna end up at least test it out. Do a couple of the Coxie shims in this handle. I got a couple other profiles I want in it too, so to expand this little set.
Just cannot open that lock today at all. Yeah, it's cool stuff. They're great. They've been absolutely amazing to deal with.
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
Every time I've ordered from them, they always seems like they send extra stuff.
Yep. Yeah. Every time. Yep.
Yeah, they do a good. Plus, anytime like one of the vets from made orders or we're doing anything, they just they're big sponsors and helpers and.
Yeah.
But same, shout out to Multi-Pick for that too. And Lockjaw, Lockjaw rocks. You guys know you can get a couple pick sets at Lockjaw now, right?
Oh, no, I did not know that.
They've got a Law Lock set and they've got a Bare Bone set.
Oh, really? Huh.
Yep.
Ordered a couple of Law Lock tool sets. I haven't broke them out and tried them yet.
What sets did you get?
Things about those too.
Shoot. Was it what do you call it?
Valerian?
Valerian, and then the other one that was being discontinued.
Oh, the Ridgeback or something like that?
Yeah.
The one on sale?
Yeah. Here's one of them.
Here's a
And it's got
Valyrian.
a lot of picks in there. Those are all single handle or single thickness
Yeah.
handles, though, right?
Yeah, they're not even popsicle. What I figured,
Yeah.
either I was going to 3D print or, you know, I've got some micarta. I was going to put
Right.
some handles on them. I just
Well,
prefer really.
if you decide on a good print file for these, like let me know, and I gotta grab it and get some printed out because I do like these picks. I like the
think
set.
Lock Picking Dev has already got the handle files out.
Well, and
Oh,
doesn't
for these?
34 Delta as well have handles for those?
He probably does. Which, yeah, I mean, if you need somebody to sell it, go to 44 Delta. But if you got some, I'm pretty
Yeah, I
sure.
got actually that of mine, Stu. He could probably print me a couple of handle sets. So
Right.
Yeah, I think Lock Picking Dev has already got it on Thingiverse.
I'll check that out. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a cool set, man. I like those. There's a couple spoony looking things that I've really been digging.
Yeah, and everybody is. I've always heard call for that, whichever set had the scimitar or whatever in it. I wanted to really try that.
Yeah, I don't know the names of any of their profiles. I got to look that up and get
I
a
could
little
see
bit better
which
at
one it
that.
is, but I've always heard like Picking Paul's talking. Oh yeah, scimitar, got it, and I'm like, okay, we'll try that thing.
Yeah. Yeah, they've got them for the Law Lock Tool Ridgebacks. 44 Delta has those.
Yeah, okay. What's that? Snake.
The snaky one.
Got to figure out how to get his pin in the back. The trap pin, when it comes around, it shoots all the way to the other side, so you can't even get under the tip of the pin. If you can see that in the camera, if it'll focus, that pin is all the way to the top. I got to be able to figure out how to get to the tip of it and pull it down.
Yeah. Spontaneous says, I always seem to need more picks and styles. But it's again, there's so many different types and brands, and every one of them gives you different feel and feedback, and it's kind of cool.
Well, then the problem lies when you talk yourself out of buying any more picks. Then it's really easy to just shift over to locks.
Yes.
But yeah, right. Yeah.
Or
The
if you
problem I've
got
got, well, I need to start looking at eBay more, I guess, for locks and stuff. Because like around here, all I can find are Masters, Master or Harbor
Yeah.
Freight. That's all we have.
Well, I've been. I mean, yeah, like you got like what White, Yagus. I can't think of them. Like Loki sells like the locks. He bumps off. I buy some locks from him. So
Yeah.
I'm just starting to get into like grabbing cool locks, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You know.
Right.
You just have to be careful on eBay because a lot of people tend to overprice some stuff on it.
Oh, wow. Yeah, absolutely. I don't know. It's kind of that way everywhere you go, right?
Yeah, it's just but
Can be.
compared sometimes what you can get it on the bazaar.
Well, and yeah, I've looked there. I haven't bought any locks there. That's where I did buy my 1100 cores came off the bazaar.
Oh, nice. How many did you get?
3, 4. I don't remember. I think it was 4 of them.
I think Ray's snagged some off of Amazon for a decent price too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll find some deals there once in a while on some locks.
Yeah, you got to keep an eye out, right? See what's
Yeah,
there.
I'm hoping I got a pretty good deal on a lock the other day. I saw where it was like a Sergeant Kelso or something, and saw it on the bazaar for like $80, and then one popped up on eBay for like 30.
Oh, wow.
So Let's see when it comes in.
Spontaneous says he's getting locks that require narrower profile picks and such. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to get a little bit better before I get into where I've got to start breaking out the really thin picks out and stuff, because otherwise I'll just start jacking up picks.
Well, yeah, that, and I've learned you really got to lighten up on your tension.
Oh yeah. That was my biggest problem, is I was over tensioning everything. And I think that's kind of true of everybody, right? It's kind of where you start,
Yeah.
you're cranking on things, and you just don't need to. I've learned that.
And I really believe that's why I suck now. Like when you start out with all standard pins, and you're cranking the tension, and you can get standard pins open. But then when you get a little bit higher, you lose that. And then when you go back to pick a simple Slade 6-pin with standards in it, you can't pick it because you're trying to do it with dainty tension.
Yeah. Yeah, I have several picks that go down to the 15,000s range, but I don't dive into those very dang often, just mainly because the locks I have, I don't need it.
Yeah.
So why run down to that super thin pick if I don't have to?
They're good for handcuffs.
Oh, I imagine.
You can just get in on the side of the bow, push a ball down. I use my jimmies for that, and that's one of those like I get some screams.
So what's a decent set of starter handcuffs to get that aren't going to break the bank?
I tell everyone you start with the Peerless 700Cs.
I think that's what I think you told me that. I think.
Yep. It's where am I? Oh, I had it in my bag to go to work.
I don't remember which model it was I carried, but it was always Peerless that I was carrying.
They're you got them on Southern, so you can get them 10% off. You can get them from Handcuff Warehouse or a little under $30 either way.
That's the 700Cs or.
Yep.
No.
If you get you can get 750s. They cost a couple big bucks more. You can get the 730C, the lightweight aluminums. They're pretty much kind of all close. The 801 and 802s are the hinged, and it does feel like the spring and stuff's a little bit tougher on the hinged one, but it's all pretty close. But these are the reason with Peerless is you can do the most attacks.
Right.
You can do the whack attack. You can do the paper clip on the side. You can get a lot of good shim attacks. Do most of your lock and double lock attacks. So and then certain things won't work from that point forward on depending on what cuff you get.
Right.
I guess if I want to put a lock on that I can pick today, it's going to be this one. Oh, shoot. Shoot, Bobby.
Wow.
Ooh, sorry. Yeah, I was trying to race Coxie last night.
How'd that go?
I got him once, but I don't really think it counted. So if he ever calls for a rematch, I'm gonna lose. So, but I'll take it.
He's pretty good, huh? I haven't watched your video yet. I saw the link out there. Just haven't had time to sit down and watch it yet.
Yeah, I had a good time. I mean, he was. We're showing the Shackleman set a little bit. We're doing some stuff with the Peerless actually. since that's what I'm working on, multiples of that the most. Well, that's what I have multiples of, but and he was showing some other stuff, and we're talking about I don't know, next month or something, jumping on with him again, kind of focusing on a particular kind of cuff and showing that, working that. So that's definitely fun to get on and hang out with him.
Well, that didn't work. Yeah, these little tweezers I've got just may not do the trick after all.
Oh, that's the
thing. They're just too thin a material. Now there, I might have it working halfway. Work for that reaching back in there, and I don't know if I can even bend these or if I'm going to have to heat these to do what they might be. Yeah, those are pretty dang tight. But they've got the big teeth on it, so they don't grip too bad. Got my little old Harbor Freight toolbox behind me with all my little
those things are
gadgets
awesome.
and gizmos on it.
I love those things. I got to get one.
It's tiny, man. It doesn't hold much, but for just the little stuff, like I put my bypass tools and crap like that in there. It actually works pretty well. I've seen some of those organizers that guys have 3D printed out for them.
Oh, yeah. There's some cool stuff being done right there.
Absolutely.
So is that little 3-drawer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Come on.
Nice.
I need to file this down a little bit more. I've got a 1100 bypass tool. Man, it is so hard to get into the core, but it's because the end of it is so blunt. So I need to trim it down just a little bit so it's more like a wedge so you can actually get it in.
Always take another 1100 and always kind of drive it in like hammer it a little bit. But
yeah, this is a rubber handled job. It'd be kind of hard to hammer it in there. I know I can get in there with a separate pick in the back end and kind of pry it open a little bit, and then I can get it in, but oh well. I'll take the Dremel to that thing later and mess with that a little more, clean it up a little bit. But, well, everybody, I'm probably going to have to call her good for the day.
I was just about to say the same.
I have things I need to get done yet.
Well, I appreciate you having me on.
Oh, hey, man, I appreciate you guys joining. I always like having more people in here, so I'm not just listening to myself ramble on and on about stupid junk.
Right.
Drive people.
You need someone else to blame it on.
Exactly. I got to have somebody else to ramble on about stupid junk. Yeah.
Yeah, always good to hang out with you, Lockchuck, man. And Greyhound, thank you for having me on.
I appreciate you guys both joining. It's always fun.
All right. I enjoyed it.
All right. Well, everybody, have a marvelous weekend. Don't slave away too hard and stay warm. Catch you guys later.